Welcome to Dave's Daily Crypto Take. Today is Monday, July 19th, 2021. Let's take a look at today's charts. We got BTC at $31,688.19, down 1.29%. At number 2, Ethereum, $1,892.01, down 4.34%. Tether at number 3, $1. Binance Coin number 4, $299.47, down 1.88%. Cardano at number 5, $1.18, down 2.32%. Number 6, 58 cents. XRP, down 1.34%. USD coin number 7, $1. Dogecoin at number 8, 17 cents, down 5.97%. Polkadot at number 9, $12.33, down 2.36%. And rounding out at number 10, Binance USD, $1. Let's take a look at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Extreme fear can be a sign that investors are too worried. That could be a buying opportunity. When investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. So today, we got extreme fear at 24. Yesterday was extreme fear at 19. Last week, extreme fear at 25. And last month was extreme fear at 23. So today we got 6 articles. Let's take a look at the table of contents. Article number 1 is Tim Draper. Tim Draper insists Bitcoin price will hit 250K next year. Article number 2 is reasons why Bitcoin is not in a bear market. Article number 3, it's very dangerous to invest in stocks and Bitcoin right now. Longtime bear David Tice warns. Article 4, crypto experts predict Bitcoin price rising to $318,417 by December 2025. And Article 5, Bitcoin, is this a point of maximum financial opportunity? And last but not least, we got today's main topic, what happens when all 21 million Bitcoins are mined? Okay, so before we get into the articles, I just want to say welcome to Dave's Daily Crypto Take. I just want to say thank you so much to all my listeners and everyone that's been listening to me on Apple, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Same goes to the people that have been watching the YouTube videos. It does really mean a lot to me that everyone's been listening to my crypto takes. Again, I try to give unbiased news and updates. So whatever I give you every day, it will just be for cryptocurrency or sometimes against cryptocurrency, but I want you to get all the information so you can get an informed decision on what you want to do. So again, thank you so much for all the support. Let's get back into it. So number 1, we got Tim Draper insists Bitcoin price will hit 250K next year. So 2 points in this article. Number 1, Tim Draper insists Bitcoin will trade at $250,000 next year or 2023. University lecturer Lee Smales says that Bitcoin will eventually bow to CBDC. So billionaire and American venture capitalist Tim Draper has again stood by his prediction that by 2022 or early 2023, Bitcoin price would be trading at $250,000. He also said that the flagship cryptocurrency is in line to witness mainstream adoption as the number of users continues to surge by the day. He made these assertions on Saturday during an interview with Benziga. Yes, I stand by my prediction of 250K per Bitcoin by the end of 2022 or early 2023. We have had many ups and downs and will continue to, but the global, trusted, decentralized, frictionless, open, transparent Bitcoin will become increasingly popular as more and more applications evolve, Draper said. Tim Draper is famous for his investments with Baidu, Hotmail, Skype, Tesla, SpaceX, AngelList, SolarCity, Ring, Twitter, DocuSign, Coinbase, and Robinhood. Said Bitcoin is a symbol of freedom and trust. According to the billionaire, BTC is having a positive impact on the lives of people, especially in countries like Nigeria, Argentina, etc., where they face economic hardship. He also called BTC a modern inflation hedge in the wake of continuous money printing by the US government, especially since the onset of the COVID-19. So beyond Tim Draper's prediction, BTC to lose to CBDC, Well, outside Draper's bullish BTC price prediction, University of Western Australia Associate Professor Lee Smales has said Bitcoin will eventually lose out to central bank digital currencies. He is part of 44% of respondents surveyed by comparison site Finder, who believe the crypto would eventually bow to fiat currencies in digital form. Ultimately, I think Bitcoin and many other cryptocurrency assets will lose out to central bank digital currencies, many of which will be live by the end of the decade, Smollett said. His point was earlier corroborated by Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, who said one of the stronger arguments for a digital dollar is that it could undermine the need for Bitcoin. Other cryptocurrencies and so-called stablecoins, digital currencies such as Tether that are pegged to traditional assets. So there you guys have it. Tim Draper insists Bitcoin price will hit 250K next year. Comment down below if you think it's going to go up that high by next year or if you think we're still going to be in the bear market. All right, let's take a look at Article 2. Reasons why Bitcoin is not in a bear market. Well, let's take a look. Even with Bitcoin's correction phase stretching to almost a couple of months now, analysts and optimists somehow continue to remain bullish. This rejection of a bear phase, albeit not unfounded, has been repeatedly expressed by several analysts and Bitcoin supporters, most likely in a bid to keep investor sentiment high. The recently published Bitcoin Price Prediction 2021 report reflected this aspect. As per the report's findings, 62% of the surveyed panelists believe that BTC is not in a bear market. According to these panelists, several factors such as sustained buying interest, Bitcoin's price history, and the continued relevance of fundamentals were key indicators driving their stance. As per the above chart, even with BTC prices moving sideways, new entities continued to join the network. Over 50,000 new entities were seen coming on chain every day, and the weekly net growth on the Bitcoin network was higher than that observed at the beginning of the year when the prices had started to reach new highs. However, other on-chain metrics that refute these claims cannot be ignored. The above chart shows how Bitcoin's adjusted on-chain volume was falling steadily over the last few months. From a peak of over $16 billion in May, the daily transaction volume had dropped to nearly $6 billion, indicating that traders were receding from the network. With reference to the aforementioned above, the panelists, including leaders from the crypto space worldwide, predicted that by December 2025, the price of BTC will go up to $318,417. This has been attributed to halving events and inflation taking place. It has been estimated that 30% of the US dollars in circulation at the moment were printed in 2020, which gives enough impetus to an upcoming inflation scare. Mass Bitcoin adoption could be another reason for this predicted surge. Above and around 50% of the panelists thought that hyper-Bitcoinization, which is wherein Bitcoin will take over the global finance, will take place by 2050. However, 25% of the respondents believe that it will take place much earlier by 2035, and some 20% of the respondents said it will happen by 2040. With DeFi providing lucrative and safer alternatives to virtually all traditional investment vehicles and institutional investors taking an interest in crypto funds and derivatives markets, billions of dollars are currently locked into DeFi, and further billions are being managed by asset management firms. All these aspects point to an inevitable hyper-Bitcoinization of global finance, although a date in the coming decades might be tough to single out. It is not just big-time investors that will be reaping the benefits of their investments. 33% of the panelists further predicted that Bitcoin will become the currency of choice in developing nations within 10 years. A further 21% said that level of adoption is more than 10 years away. Even amidst news such as El Salvador's Bitcoin adoption and of the Venezuelans using it as a means to beat hyperinflation, such sentiments may not hold completely true. A recent report on crypto readiness found out how developing nations were far from achieving mass crypto adoption or being ready for it. Reasons for this included a lack of regulatory interest, Bitcoin ATMs or lack thereof, lack of citizen interest, and so on. Other reasons for this may include illiteracy, lack of internet or electricity, inadequate infrastructure, and government hesitance, among other issues that developing countries typically face. So there you guys have it. Reasons why Bitcoin is not in a bear market. What do you think about the predictions about 2035, 2040, and 2050? Do you think Bitcoin is going to go that high, or do you think it's going to take over the dollar? Let me know and comment down below. All right, let's move along to article number 3. It's very dangerous to invest in stocks in Bitcoin right now. Longtime bear David Tice warns. So the investor who sold his bear fund as the 2008 financial crisis was unfolding is delivering a grim long-term prognosis to Wall Street. From the S&P 500 to big tech to Bitcoin, David Tice warns it's a very dangerous period for investors right now. The market is very overpriced in terms of future earnings. We are adding debt like we've never seen. The former prudent bear fund manager told Trading Nation on Friday, "We have the treasury market acting very strange with rates falling dramatically." Tice, who's known for making bearish bets during bull markets, now advises the Advisor Shares Ranger Equity Bear ETF, which has $70 million in assets under management. The fund is up 3% over the past month, but is off 62% over the last 2 years. He acknowledges it's tough to time the next major pullback, and he's often early. However, Tice is convinced a market meltdown is unavoidable. "We're not out of the woods yet, and this is a dangerous market," Tice reiterated. He's encouraging investors to weigh the risks. Try to earn 3% to 5% near-term gains while contending with the threat of a 40% pullback. Tice thinks it's a bet not worth taking. Tice is particularly worried about big tech and the FANG stocks, which include Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Alphabet, formerly known as Google. "A lot of money has been thrown at Alphabet and Microsoft, Apple and Facebook, Twitter, etc., noted Tice. Costs are going up in that sector." So Bitcoin is very dangerous to hold today. He's also urging investors to be vigilant. And in the cryptocurrency space, Tice, who came into the year as a Bitcoin bull, turned bearish on Bitcoin when it hit all-time highs in March. "We had a Bitcoin position when Bitcoin was at $10,000, Tice said. However, when it got to $60,000, we felt like that was long in the tooth. Lately, there's been a lot more uproar from central bankers. Bank for International Settlements and the Bank of England have made profound negative statements. I think it's very dangerous to hold today." Due to his overall bearishness, Tice co-founded hedge fund Moran Tice Capital Management almost exactly a year ago. It's devoted to metal and mining stocks. Tice, a longtime gold and silver bull, believes it's a once-in-a-decade opportunity for investors. "You look at this lack of discipline in monetary and fiscal markets. Gold is truly the place to be," said Tice. "Over 5,000 years, gold and silver do very well as protection against fiat money." Gold closed at $1,812.50 an ounce on Friday. It's down 4% so far this year and up 28% over the past 2 years. Tice expects the precious metal to rally 10% to $2,000 by December. "I would be owning gold, especially gold and silver mining companies. These companies have never been cheaper. Many are at single-digit multiples, yet have potentially 15 to 20% growth rate in the earnings, even with this fiat gold price." Tice said, "But then you add on what we think is going to be a 20% annual increase in the gold price, and these companies are going to be outstanding opportunities." So there you guys have it. It's very dangerous to invest in stocks and Bitcoin right now. Longtime bear David Tice warns. Let me know and comment down below if you believe what David Tice says in this article, because do you really think that Bitcoin is a warning and you shouldn't be getting into it because of the 60,000 all-time high? Do you think it will go down to 10,000 again? Comment down below and let me know what you think. All right. I just like to take the break right now just to say thank you to the listeners. I've been looking at the analytics and I see you guys in the States and also people from Netherlands, Denmark, Switzerland. Hello. And people in Asia, especially in Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia. Thank you so much for listening in to the podcast. If you are listening, please do help me by giving a review about the channel. Dave's Daily Crypto Take. It helps me get more reach into people that want and have an interest in cryptocurrency. So again, if you give me a rating, that would really help the channel. So thanks again. And for the YouTubers and YouTube viewers, please let me know what type of video content you want to see in the next few days, because I can take a look and I can give you some updates about cryptocurrency realm. So again, thanks again. Let's keep going. Article number 4. Crypto experts predict Bitcoin price rising to $318, 417 $318,417 by December 2025. Wow, that's a lot. A panel of crypto experts has predicted that the price of Bitcoin will rise to $318,417 by December 2025. The most bullish expert believes that the price of the cryptocurrency will reach $160,000 by the end of the year. Meanwhile, 54% of them think that hybrid Bitcoinization will happen by 2050. Crypto experts share Bitcoin price prediction. Finder, a major product comparison website, has conducted a study to find out the future outlook of Bitcoin as its popularity grows. As awareness of cryptocurrencies continues to spread, all eyes are on Bitcoin's price. So we asked our panel of 42 cryptocurrency experts what's in store for the coin. The company detailed last week. The panelists included crypto asset managers, executives of crypto exchanges, and other service providers, crypto analysts, professors, and lecturers at universities. Among various topics discussed was that the price of Bitcoin will be at the end of the year and a few years from now. Finder detailed, quote, while there may be some medium-term price depreciation, the panel predicts that by December 2025, the price of BTC will go up to $318,417. The company added this is 61% higher than the panel's end of 2025 prediction in December 2020, but 12% lower than that in April. Furthermore, the panelists predict that by December 2030, the price of Bitcoin will go up to a whopping $4,287,591 per BTC. However, the average is skewed by outliers when we look at the median price prediction. The 2030 price forecast comes down to $470,000, Finder wrote. As for the price of Bitcoin will be at the end of the year, the majority of panelists, 61%, said Bitcoin is currently undervalued. And on average, the panel expected the price of the cryptocurrency at the end of 2021 to reach $66,284 per coin. Morpher CEO Martin Fowler was the most bullish about the price of Bitcoin on the panel, with a year-end prediction of 160,000 per BTC, he opened. Quote, adoption by corporations and institutional investors paired with a loose monetary policy and high asset inflation will propel Bitcoin to 6 figures before the end of this year. The next halving cycle will see increased adoption of Bitcoin as a legal tender by developing countries. And until 2030, Bitcoin will have replaced gold as a global reserve asset. Wave Financial senior trader Justin Chu gave a lower than average price prediction of $56,000 for the year end. Nonetheless, he expressed confidence in Bitcoin as the tried and true safe haven of digital assets. The trader sees the price of Bitcoin on an upward trend, predicting that BTC will end 2025 at $210,000 and 2030 at $400,000, with halving events and inflation pushing the price upward, he said. Quote, halving events and inflation along the way to 2025 and 2030 will likely trigger the larger upside moves. Prices are likely to be continuously driven by supply and demand, less availability for a wider group of users. However, not everyone on the panel was as bullish. University of Canberra senior lecturer John Hawkins was among the most bearish on the panel. His year-end prediction was 20,000 per Bitcoin. The lecturer also believes that countries adopting Bitcoin will actually have a negative impact on its price. The study also covers when the experts think hybrid Bitcoinization will happen. Finder found, quote, 54% of the panel thinks hybrid Bitcoinization, the moment that Bitcoin overtakes global finance, will happen by 2050. 29% think it will happen as soon as 2035, and an additional 20% by 2040. The panel includes representatives from Galia Digital, Allnodes, Wave Financial, Morpher, Crypto Compare, CoinSmart, Bands Capital, Arcane Crypto, Rouge International and Roof Ventures, Celsius Network, CoinGecko, CoinFlip, Token Metrics, Thomson Reuters, Finder, Morgan Creek Digital, ZebPay, Amber, Decred, UCL, the University of New South Wales, City University of Hong Kong, and the University of Western Australia. So there you guys have it. What do you think the price of Bitcoin will be in 2025? And when do you think hyper Bitcoinization will happen? Let me know and comment down below. And let me know if you think $318,417 is a realistic price by December 2025. Let's keep on going. We're going to look at Article 5. Bitcoin, is this a point of maximum financial opportunity? Amidst an ongoing bearish scenario, Bitcoin may potentially be stepping into a crypto winter, which is a phase of heavy losses followed by a sustained period of stagnation. When the same happened between 2018 and early 2020, the crypto space was able to grow out the eventually and register recovery. Warren Buffett, the sage of Omaha, once said, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful." Now, with buy the dip messages doing the rounds within the community, does Buffett's philosophy apply? How do emotions factor in here? This chart explains the significance of the same. So we see market emotions starting from optimism, excitement, thrill, euphoria, and then anxiety, denial, fear, desperation, panic, capitulation, despondency, and then it goes back up into depression, hope, relief, optimism. And it's just a cycle on and up and down. So talking about opportunity, popular cryptocurrency analyst Kaleo recently tweeted about the current buying window of opportunity despite growing concerns about the crypto market's current state. He urged his followers to keep stacking and not to let go of this opportunity. It all comes down to sentiments. If one perceives the current market correction as a window to buy more at a discounted rate, then the overall community sentiment doesn't matter. With regards to this, Kaleo reiterated, if you don't believe Bitcoin is dead, this is called opportunity. Looking at this chart showcasing a price recovery can now be a good opportunity to buy. The analyst thinks so. This wasn't the first that Kaleo put forward his optimistic approach despite headwinds. As covered before, he predicted Bitcoin to outperform tech stocks and in doing so traced a path surpassing 100K in the long run. Other crypto bulls jumped on this buy the dip bandwagon too. Not so long ago, Lex Makovsky, investment director of Moskowski Capital, saw the plummeting price as a great time to hodl. He tweeted, negative stock to flow deflection is the highest it's ever been in the whole Bitcoin history. This is a great buying opportunity if you're a believer in this model. And the Moon said, buying Bitcoin right now isn't risky. Missing the opportunity to buy Bitcoin now is risky. Accumulate when others are fearful. On the contrary, billionaire fund manager Jeff Gundlach had a different approach toward the current setback in the market. The Bond King predicted the price of Bitcoin to fall below the 23K level. Right now, the chart on Bitcoin looks pretty scary, he said, adding, it looks like a massive head and shoulders top. So what do you guys think about this Bitcoin? Is this a point of maximum financial opportunity? Comment down below and let me know if you're going to buy the dip or not. And let me know if you think, no, it's still going to go down all the way to 23K. Okay, let's get to the main topic today. It is what happens when all 21 million Bitcoins are mined. So currently there are approximately 18.5 million Bitcoins in existence, worth approximately $80 billion based on the current BTC price of 43,500 per coin. But what happens when all 21 million coins are released? Well, when Bitcoin was created back in 2009, it was set up with a certain protocols and rules. One of the more significant rules was there was the 21 million coin cap on the amount of Bitcoin that would go into circulation. Bitcoin can be thought of a digital currency, whereas the blockchain can be thought of as a digital ledger. It is a place where all buy and sell transactions of Bitcoin are recorded and stored. The digital ledger is decentralized, which means that it is not kept in one central server or location. Instead, identical copies of the ledger are stored on computers all across the Bitcoin network. By keeping identical copies of the ledger on many computers, it is almost impossible for anyone to defraud or hack Bitcoin, as every computer in the network would need to be accessed and tampered with. It isn't known exactly how many computers are on the network, but estimates are into the millions. So who exactly records the buy and sell transactions onto this digital ledger called the blockchain? This is where people called Bitcoin miners come in. The miners have very powerful computers and compete to solve a mathematical problem, which when solved gives that miner the right to write to next block of buy and sell transactions onto the blockchain, aka digital ledger. There are approximately 1,500 transactions on each block, and one block is created every 10 minutes or so. So why do the miners want to win the right to confirm approximately 1,500 transactions and create the next block on the blockchain? It's definitely not for fun. The reason is that they are rewarded with Bitcoin. For every block that is created by a miner, that particular miner receives exactly 6.25 Bitcoin as a reward. At the current price of Bitcoin, one lucky miner is making approximately $270,000 every 10 minutes by being given 6.25 BTC, which is created for them. Sounds great, but being a miner is tough work. Not only do you require extremely powerful computers, an enormous amount of electricity is consumed, not to mention the extremely high level of competition with other miners to win the right to create the next block and receive the 6.25 BTC and 270,000 reward. So that's how new Bitcoins come into existence. In simple terms, they are being created to reward the people who are supporting the network by writing buy and sell transactions onto the digital ledger known as the blockchain. So when will all the Bitcoins be mined? Based on the current rate of mining and the Bitcoin rules that reduce the mining benefits over time, they have every 4 years or so. Analysts project that the full 21 million allocation of Bitcoin will not be fulfilled until 2140, which is still quite a long way off. Of the 18.5 million Bitcoin current in the existence, it is estimated that millions have been lost and will never be brought into circulation. This is because the owners have lost the password linked to their Bitcoin holding, known as the private key. Many early owners of Bitcoin have thrown out their computers from years ago that held their Bitcoin holdings when the price of Bitcoin was low. Others have kept the computer, but the hard drive has failed and they cannot recover their Bitcoin holdings. Meanwhile, some have passed away and did not include their Bitcoin password in their will. And others still have, unfortunately, lost a piece of paper they wrote their Bitcoin password on. With all this in mind, given the limited supply of Bitcoin and the likelihood that a large amount of Bitcoin has been lost, some Bitcoin investors argue that the price of Bitcoin has a bright future as supply is limited and is growing by only 6.25 coins every 10 minutes. However, the demand may potentially continue to grow, but in any case, we don't need to worry about hitting the 21 million cap anytime soon. So there you guys have it, this article, what happens when all 21 million Bitcoins are mined. Can you guys believe that? 2,140 is the year when all the 21 million Bitcoins will be mined. Comment down below and let me know if you think that you'd want to see that someday, because I'm pretty sure we won't be alive until that happens. But I wonder what would happen if people held it and hodled it until then and gave it to their kids and their kids and their kids. All right, let's take a look at the prices one more time before we wrap it up. Number one, we got BTC at $31,762. Ethereum at $1,900. Tether, $1. Binance Coin, $300. Cardano, $1.18. XRP, 58 cents. USD Coin, $1. Dogecoin, 18 cents. Polkadot, $12.33. And rounding out at number 10, Binance USD at $1. All right, there you guys have it. Thank you so much for making it this far into the Dave's Daily Crypto Take. Again, please do what you can by supporting me. Like, share, and subscribe on the YouTube space. And if you're in the podcast, Apple, Spotify, or Google, please leave a review and rate me so that I can get more exposure to more people that are interested in cryptocurrency. So there you guys have it. I hope you guys had a eventful day, informed a lot of information, and I'll see you in the next one. So have a good crypto day. Peace.